Welcome to the Travel Agency New Year podcast. I am your host, Rachel K with ElevateWithRachelK.com. I also own a travel agency, and this podcast is for travel advisors who are like, how do I run a business? How do I market? How do I do all this stuff? Head over to ElevateWithRachelK.com and you can check out our courses, coaching, one-on-one little mini coaching sessions, and then full 12-week mentoring programs. Because I really want to help build the business that builds you up, okay? Today is day 230, 8 ways you can market. And we're going to talk about, this is like marketing 101. Actually, I may have learned this in a high school marketing class. But we're going to talk about it because I don't think it's taught maybe anywhere else. I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is teaching. We're talking about it today. So we've covered, different ways you can, like, beyond the social feed. Let me look at my notes over here for the last few days. Content isn't intellectual property. You don't have to have perfection to launch something. Anyway, we've talked a lot about different stuff. My notes are kind of all over the place. So today we're going to talk about 8 distinct ways to market your travel agency, organized into like 4 categories that'll make it easier to see where your current efforts are concentrated and where you might have gaps or what works best for you. And we're going to talk about what's going to be like the most cost effective as well, because there are different things. Marketing generally splits into 2 lines. If you've ever been my age and had to read classified ads for jobs or just browsed them, you'd often see these: inbound sales versus outbound sales. Whether someone comes to you or you go to them. And then there's warm versus cold, whether there's an existing relationship or not. There's 4 combos there. And we're going to do 2 examples within each. So warm inbound. I should make a grid. It's fine. You're probably just listening to this in the car. This is people who already know you and they come to you. It tends to convert the best of any category because the trust is already established. A referral could be considered a warm inbound because a past client sends a friend your way. That is one of the highest converting sources of new business. And this entire list we're going through, I mentioned it yesterday, word of mouth advertising is the best for service-based businesses, especially if you want to get into luxury, by the way, because the really, really luxury clients, they don't pay attention to anything on social media. They go to the people that they trust. Anyway, the trust transfers before you've even said a word with referrals. Then there's repeat bookings. This is another example of a warm inbound. A past client returns to book their trip directly without you needing to do anything beyond the relationship you've already built. Okay, so those are like 2 examples of warm inbound. And you're probably like, but I'm brand new. I don't have any of this. You will. By God, you will. Next is cold inbound. This is the stranger dangers discovering you on their own with no prior relationship. This converts maybe a little more slowly, but scales further than warm inbound can ever do on its own. This is why you need to have more than one of these going on. So what does that look like? Your organic content discovery. Not running ads, but just it's we're doing cold inbound. But they find your content through search or hashtags or just being in your algorithm. But despite never following you before, that's cold inbound, and then they make a choice to come along. Your SEO, AEO, And blog traffic. Someone's searching a specific destination or travel question. I don't know why everyone's typing on a giant keyboard when everyone's doing it on their phone, but I'm like miming typing on a keyboard. Anyway, it lands them going to your website, blog content, maybe some short form video or long form video because that pulls up in searches as well without any relationship to you beforehand. So those are two examples of cold inbound. In both cases, the referrals, the repeaters, stranger dangers, scheduling a call or finding your stuff, your website, those are all coming into you. So they are inbound. Okay. Now we have warm outbound. This is you reaching out to people first, people that already know you. This tends to convert pretty well since it's already built on it. Anything warm is existing trust, right? But it requires you to be proactive rather than waiting. So past client check-ins can be considered warm outbound, the kind of like periodic, genuine outreach that we discussed weeks ago, not the automated happy anniversary or happy birthday email. Just checking in like, hey, how's the baby? Da-da-da. The 1990s Rolodex. Bust that out. Pull out that card. How many kids do they have? What are their kids doing? Call them and see how they're doing. You don't get that reference, but you might. Anyway, that often surfaces a new trip need. Then there's like engaged follower kind of DMs, reaching out directly to someone who's been consistently like engaging with your content, but hasn't inquired yet. So if they're like liking everything and commenting so much, and it's been like a week and they follow you, but they haven't booked a call, you could reach out to them via DM, be like, hey, thank you so much for supporting my page. Do you have any questions about how I work? That's a warm outbound. Cold outbound is complete stranger danger. You're reaching out to them with no existing relationship. It typically converts the slowest of the four and requires the most volume and patience, but it's also the category that most travel advisors are afraid to do. So, cold outbound, you could reach out for partnerships like a photographer or a local business owner. You got to offer value first, not just be like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, have something valuable to offer. Then there's targeted cold outreach or ads. These are the ads that you're presented when you're doom scrolling. But you could do it too. A specific, thoughtful message to corporate contact, or like a group travel organizer. That could be, or you could do paid ads, reaching people who've never even encountered your brand. And then your general content, like if they aren't even searching that you're posting, all of that is like cold outreach. You're just putting it out in the world. Now, well, it's not cold outreach because not really cold outreach. It's kind of, I don't know. Let me think about this. Social media posting, they have to find it in a search first for it to be warm or cold inbound. But you putting it out there is cold outbound. Interesting. If you're one of my students, let's talk about this one of the live Q&As coming up, or the hot seats. Anyway, most advisors are just concentrated on a couple of these because they're afraid they're going to get rejected, or maybe they don't want to show up on social, or one reason or another. Usually cold inbound is going to be your social content. Asking for referrals is one people are often afraid of. But you can always ask and just mention that you accept referrals. The advisors with the steadiest pipelines tend to have at least some activity in all four categories because each one brings in a different kind of lead at a different pace. And leaning on only one gives you far more, like leaves you super exposed if that single channel starts to slow down. Okay. We have one episode left in my batch and I'm starting to get really tired, but I'm going to do it. Drink my water. staying consistent with your marketing when it feels like nothing is working, and why pivoting your niche too fast is rarely the fix. Okay? Please stick with it. It will pay off. You might have to tweak it. You might have to look at yourself and be like, whoa, that's some terrible content. That's not even a valuable message. And like right now in this batch, by the way, of recording, I'm dealing with this thing called MCAS, and I can't like use any beauty products at all. So my hair is like crazy frizz because I might react to my leave-in conditioner or my hair oil. I can't wear makeup. I just gotta be. So I probably look like a crazy 4-year-old because my hair is just like, oh, you're frizzy today. Anyway, that was day 230 of the Travel Agency in a Year podcast. Have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow.